Hey everyone, welcome back to another quick tutorial on Ruby Basics. Now, hot on the heels of part 10, case statements. So in the case statements video, we talked about how the data that we're getting, either from the program, perhaps stored in an array, or from a user actively entering some input, how that data could be used in some way. And in the case statements video and blog post, we looked at how we can use that data to control essentially the flow of a program and control the response to that data. Now, something you're going to want to do with data is evaluate it perhaps more thoroughly. And you would, of course, have heard of the if statement. And I think if statements are generally used over case statements when you first get going. I find case statements more straightforward. They always just feel cleaner. If statements for me just kind of mentally, I guess, how shall you describe it, as a almost like a picture of code in the IDE. Looks messy. I find it I find it hard to follow. I hope that makes sense. So an if statement, let's do our usual thing. So let's go for hang on, print. Good lord, hang on. Puts. Let's think of a different one here. Because there's a few things I want to do with this. Okay, so let's do this. Where are you from? So we ask the user, where are you from? And we have location equals gets dot chomp dot downcase. I always do downcase because it just helps us control what the input is that's being presented to our script. Okay. So we could put our name in there. Okay. That's it. In fact, the program was stopped. So I just felt that was wrong for some reason. No problem. I'm starting to use this IDE, as I think I mentioned in the last video. This is Aptana. And the colour, the syntax highlighting is still throwing me a little bit. Now, what we want to say then is, well, okay, so if location equals, remember it's not equals because that's assignment, this is evaluation. If location equals London, we might expect to have to type, then. In other scripting and programming languages, we have to put, if, then, do this. In here, we can just say puts. Okay, it's a big city. And what else would you do? We'd say, well, what else? Else we'll do something else, which will be two puts. I thought you came from London, let's say. As you can see, I'm trying to make up some examples here, and they're not that exciting. That is the basic if statement. And what we said then, we've got some data, and again, this could be if a data from a certain location in a array equals London, puts or do something. It's not always puts. Could be calling a function, running a case statement, could be all manner of things. Else, if it's not that, then do something else. And just like our case statement, I think we still have it open here. Remember to put the else in the end as a catch-all in the event that the conditions that you do want to evaluate or check for in a case statement don't exist, or it will bomb out. So let's run that again and have a look. Where are you from? Leeds. Ah, I thought you were from London. Okay. And we know that's now stopped. We know that if we type, oops, yes we do. If we type London, I thought you came from London. This is the same problem we saw in the case statement. Because we're using down case, it's thinking that we've got London. Now, oops, what we can do is in here do or location equals lowercase l London. Oops, why is it done that? Okay. Oh, hang on. That's why. Okay, we're not assigning, we're evaluating. Then do this. So we've got a multi-condition evaluation here. So if location equals, sorry, or is the same as uppercase L, or location is the same as lowercase l, then this. Okay, so we've saved it. Let's run it. Where are you from? Lowercase London. Okay, a big city. That's the end of the program. Run it again. Uppercase. Okay, a big city. No great surprise. However, just like our case statement, you remember, we may have many things to evaluate, and this is going to get messy quick. You know, we can't keep putting this or. What we could do, but it would be unwieldy. So there is a different way of going about this, which is to get rid of this and do this. If you watch the array video, something familiar will be in here. So let's put there. Let's put our conditions uppercase and lowercase. If where is it? Dot include, and we called it our variable's called location. So if these are included in location, then do this. And let's have a look at what that is in a second, but let's just save that down. So play it. Sorry, play. Run. Where are you from? Lowercase London. Okay, a big city. Play it again. Uppercase London. And just for the negative condition, where are you from? Ah, I thought you came from London. So that works as well. And I'm sure you'll agree that is a bit tidier. And what we're doing here is using an array. So if you had declared an array, let's say, you know, location array equals, and put all of these, you could, of course, just call that array by name. Again, using the name instead of, sorry, the name of the array instead of listing out the details here. If we skip to Ruby docs, let's just go there. Let me just show you this is the case. So we've used include, and either of these, so I'm using 193. I obviously need to upgrade. And we scoot down. Where are you? Here we are, include. So include returns true if a given object is present. Okay. And obviously false if it's not. And we can see we've got an example here. So here's an array, just as we said. And if it's got B, it's true. If not, it's false. And that's what we're saying here. If this array includes whatever was in the location variable, i.e. what the user put in, it's true, in which case do this. Else do this. So I think that's a neater way of using the if statements. And you can, as I said in the case statements, you could, for example, and oops, God, I always get these wrong. It would be, yep, it would be A. Yes, go away, thank you. And I believe we would put our conditions like this. Where is the pipe? Can't find the pipe. London, bear with me. Maybe it would look like that. Ooh, hang on. Yes. Does it have an open bracket? I don't think it does. This would be another way to evaluate the conditions. I find this sort of stuff confusing. I always forget what the name of these things is called. Are called. So my preference, if I'm evaluating multiple conditions on an if statement, is to use an array and use include, because the possibility is this will be input from a user, or we'll be drawing it from a system, in which case I can just say, you know, my variable, my city group dot includes whatever the user's just put in. Okay. Now one more thing on the if statement is the else if. So this is your end catch-all. Remember on the case statement, after we've done the first thing we would want to evaluate, the second thing we'd want to evaluate, else, hey, if it's none of those, do this. So this is the same, if it's none of the above. And it may well be that we've got multiple things that we'd want to check. As we've already used else, what's the other one here? We can't put another if. We can't put if. You can nest if statements, but in one if statement, what would you put? Now, confusingly, you could say else if. But, in fact, I've spelled that wrong. That's clever. In Ruby, watch out, because it's else if. And you can see the syntax change there. So else if. Location, if I can spell it right, location equals, my god, okay, let's say, what would we have, I don't know, Scotland, let's say, then, then, Ack the new. I doubt any Scottish actually says that, but you know what I mean. Right, so there is the else if. If it's this, else if it's this, else if it's this something else, else if it's something else, and if it's none of those, else just put that. So let's save that down and test it. So where are you from? Scotland. Ah, I thought you came from London. Aha. Because we've got a capital S. Now you know how to address the capital S issue up here, so you'll forgive me if I just cheat, do that, run it again. We're from Scotland. Ack the new. And that's it. So, yes, there we go. If, else if something else, else if something else, and if it's none of those, else do this. And you can have different ways of putting multiple conditions up here. You can say if location equals something, or if it equals something, or if it equals something, and you can use pattern matching. That's the basic of the if statement. You can nest if statements, so you could have, if it's London, another, puts which part of London, if west, if east, if south, else if it's Scotland, Highlands, Lowlands, Islands, else, well, I guess you're from somewhere else in the UK. Right? So you could nest them like that as well. That is the if statements. It's pretty straightforward stuff. To help tidy it up, you can draw in some of the things that we've been learning, and remember there's nothing stopping you putting interpolation into here as well. Remember interpolation? When we do that, and in here we might reference back to some other variable perhaps, so we can start to see how we're building up slightly meaningful programs. Okay, that is the if statement. Thanks for watching.